Welcome to Nifty Notions from So Very Easy. My name is Laura and today's Nifty Notion is 1/4 inch seam markers. These 1/4 inch seam markers are from Fons & Porter and they're made by OmniGrid. You get 2 in a package and one is 18 inches and the other one is 14 inches. They're designed to help you make half square triangles and 1/4 square triangles. It does come with the leaflet to give you lots of information on how to use it. Let me show you how quick and easy it is to use these rulers. I would be able to use this very long ruler if I had a very big square, but since I'm only going to use a small one, I can use the small ruler. The ruler is a very thin ruler. It's only 1/2 inch because from that center mark over is a 1/4 inch on each side. You have a nice yellow line down the center and a black line, so it's good for light or dark fabric. A very popular system to make half square triangles is when you take a line and you draw it from corner to corner and you stitch on each side of the line. This is a very similar method. However, you're going to be drawing the sewing lines, so it takes the guesswork out of where you're going to sew. The center line is going to go from corner to corner. There's no measurements on it, so you just need to lay that ruler down. Once you have it from corner to corner, you're going to draw a line on each side of the ruler. So you're going to draw a line down one side and draw a line down the second side. When we take it off, we have the 2 lines drawn. Those are going to be stitching lines. So we're going to be able to just stitch following those lines. Those stitching lines are now done, and I can cut this apart. You can either cut it with a rotary cutter or just a pair of scissors. When you open it up, you have your half square triangle. Now you can take this and turn it into an hourglass or a 1/4 square triangle. Press your seams to the darkest side. Then you're going to be able to put these on top of each other so that you're going to have them opposite. And those seams will nestle up together. And with the marker, you're going to place that center mark down from corner to corner and draw your lines on both sides. It's just as easy for me to draw 2 lines as it is 1 line going down the center. When my lines have been drawn, take it off and stitch right on those lines. When they're stitched, just trim down the center. And when you open it up, you have your 1/4 square or the hourglass. And you have 2 of them exactly the same. The end has this little arrow shape, so you're going to be able to use this to cut little 45-degree angles or cut the little dog ears off of things. For example, if I want to take that little end off, I'm going to be able to place it right along that seam and just take my rotary cutter and cut that little point right off. When I open up, I now have no dog ears. You can also use this to make sure that your 1/4 inch seam allowance is correct, because each side of the ruler is a 1/4 inch. You're going to be able to just place it down and check your 1/4 inch. You can also use this for garment sewing. In garment sewing, we often have to adjust our patterns. A very common measurement is a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch to adjust them. So you'll be able to pin your fabric onto your pattern. If you need a 1/4 inch, you can use the 1/4 inch to draw the line. You can also do the same thing for coming inside the pattern. There are no numbers that we need to count. We have 2 choices, a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch. Often we'll have an applique shape that the directions will say add a 1/4 inch seam allowance. This will work great for that because you'll be able to use that center line, place it right along your pattern, and you're going to be able to use that to draw that seam allowance. And if you need a bigger seam allowance, well, you have the 1/2 inch you can use. The little leaflet inside gives you a couple of handy charts to make your broken dishes or this hourglass block and the Ohio star. And that's how simple it is to use this ruler. And if you've come up with another way to use this nifty notion, be sure to let me know. And as always, thank you for joining me today on So Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're talking about next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.